Hi, this is Harshada Rajadaksha from Prakriti Sports Science and Physiotherapy Clinic. At Prakriti, we believe that fitness is relative and extremely individual. So the programs that we make are also individually made just for that one person. So this information that I'm going to give you today is not specific information, but just general, and it is the scientific reasoning behind some of the programs that we create here. If you are unfit, if you are slightly overweight, if you are middle-aged, and also if you have not exercised for a long time, if you have kind of a sedentary job, then this is for you. We all know that the food we eat is used by the body as energy. But all the food that we eat is not necessarily immediately required as energy. For example, if you have been sitting at the desk and then you've eaten a lunch, that food is not going to be used as energy. So all this excess food is eventually stored by the body as fat. The way our body uses the fats that are stored and the food that is eaten is pretty complicated. Let me simplify this process for you a bit. Our body uses carbohydrates, proteins and fats to make energy in two basic ways. One is when oxygen is continuously available to the working muscle cells, and the second is when oxygen is not continuously available to the working muscle cells. When oxygen is available and abundantly so, the body actually prefers to use fats to make energy. But this process is slow because each molecule of fat in the presence of oxygen makes so much energy that the body will have to do a lot of work to use up all the fat stores that it has built up. Obviously, our body gets its oxygen via our lungs into the body. But say you are walking in the park and your leg muscles are doing the work and you want to burn fat for this work. That oxygen which is in the lungs has to reach the leg muscles continuously. And this obviously is the work of the pumping of the heart and the blood vessels which take the blood to the legs. But in a slightly older individual, a middle-aged individual who is a little bit unfit, who is a little bit overweight, who has not exercised for long, this oxygen delivery system is slightly compromised. It's not working at its best, the heart is not pumping the best, and the blood vessels are not carrying enough blood continuously to the working muscles. So, oxygen supply can be continuously maintained only if the workload is kept moderately low. And by workload here, I mean the intensity of the exercise. So say this person is walking in the park and is walking at a pace that makes him breathe slightly harder but not uncomfortably so, increases the heart rate but again not uncomfortably so. That means that oxygen is being continuously supplied to the leg muscles. Now after 4 to 5 minutes, this person will burning fat for this kind of workout. Because this is not very difficult and it's something that the body is probably a little bit used to, it is easy to maintain this exercise for say 20-25 minutes even on day 1. And then every week, this person can probably increase the time, the distance and the intensity of the workout so that this whole oxygen delivery system learns to work at its best possible. But what if this person chooses one of those classes or programs that promise quick weight loss with higher intensity training? With higher intensity, a feeling of breathlessness and a highly increased heart rate for this person will mean that enough oxygen is not being continuously supplied to the working muscles, which means that there might be a higher calorie burn, but definitely a lower fat burn. So he will not lose fat as much. Also, because of this high intensity training, there's likelihood of being a little more damage to the local muscles. So a little more injuries, a little more breakdown, which means there'll be more pain and soreness on the next day. There will be a requirement of a longer resting period before the next exercise can be done. But often these classes run 1 hour and 3 times a week. That 1 hour for a beginner might be too much, and 3 times a week, which means alternate day workouts, might not give enough time for recovery. Also remember, we are talking about an older individual who already probably has some degeneration in most of the joints of the body. Any of this pain can flare up at any time and put a complete halt to this program. So often these kind of programs are difficult to sustain because of a higher injury ratio and also a high dropout ratio. If you are somebody who is beginning their journey back into fitness, the most important factor here will be adherence, the ability to stay with that exercise for a really, really long time. Obviously, all exercise and diet plans need to give results, but they also need to be safe. So in the beginning of the plan, it is always better to use exercises that your body is kind of used to and is readily going to accept. Increasing the heart rate and the respiratory rate slightly, but not uncomfortably so, means that you're keeping your body in that fat burning zone continuously and without danger. Now, if you make a few simple changes to your diet, make it slightly more nutritious, then you will have begun a weight loss and fitness journey that can eventually take you to absolutely any exercise type or any other program that you wish to try. Nothing is impossible, but the first few steps need to be correct. Your exercise or fitness plans should be to improve your health. They should take into consideration your current fitness level, your previous injuries, your individual goals, and also all the problems that are likely to crop up. So when you choose an exercise plan, choose sensibly and choose well. Choose plans that are simple and easy to follow for a really long time. And oh yes, please don't forget to follow us on all our social media portals so that you can stay updated with all the videos I'm going to post here. Bye, thank you, stay safe.